Now it's time for a question from the audience.
Hi, Chani. Inspired by the question from twins with different rising signs, my sister and I were born 3.5 years apart, but we have the same rising sign.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just curious about, despite the fact that pretty much everything in our charts is different, how does that shared rising sign, what does that say for our relationship and our paths in life and our overlap? Thanks so much. I really love your podcast. Bye.
Okay, this is a great question. Everybody with the same rising sign will experience the celestial bodies in the same area of their chart at the same time, meaning everything that's happening in the sky is happening in the exact same part of your chart as it is for everybody else with the same rising sign. I know that sounds kind of general, but it's actually not, because then you overlay the fact that you also have every planet and point at a specific part of the zodiac, and that's quite personal to you in many ways. And that those planets and points are also having a special relationship to everything in the sky. So on one level, like say, let's take Saturn, for example. So if you have the same rising sign as me, we're going to be experiencing Saturn moving through Aries in the same area of our life. Of course, it's going to impact us slightly differently. It also depends on if we have other planets or other points in that sign, or in signs where Saturn will make a square or an opposition or what have you. But in a general kind of way, which is how I do the readings, right? I do the readings based on your rising sign. So all Libra risings will, from 2025, 2026 onwards, for over a decade, have Neptune in their seventh house of relationships. That's just a thing that all Libra risings will share. Aries risings, you'll all share having it in your first house. So it's going to be these like big kind of like time periods that you're sharing in terms of where those planets are impacting you. But then we think about quick events too, like everyone with a Virgo rising over the course of 2025, 2026 will all have eclipses in the first house near the South Node. That's going to be something kind of temporarily that all Virgo risings will experience. Or say if we've got a Leo rising and there's a new moon in Leo, then all Leo risings are going to experience that in their first house. So in one way, on a kind of like general way, if we level the playing field and we're just looking at the ascendant or the rising sign or the first house, all the same thing. If you have, and when you share the same rising sign as somebody else, you're going to be experiencing the big like top level meanings of the astrology in the same area of your life. And I see this all the time because I'm always looking like, okay, are all my Cancer rising friends going to have a glow up when Jupiter goes through Cancer? And I see that, like, yes, they do. It's in different ways because they're different people and they also have different charts, but they're all experiencing Jupiter through the first house. And that is going to boost something about their way of being known in the world and about their sense of self. And it's a time for growth for them on a personal level. And then it all depends on, like what it is that they're growing themselves into, how comfortable that is for them. So on one level, you're going to be going through the same kind of moments of timing as other people with the same rising sign as you. And then you'll notice, like, if you're a Libra rising and you have friends that are Libra risings or family members that are Libra risings, that when Venus does its retrograde, you'll probably notice like, oh yeah, this is a big time period for all of us in different ways, but we're all experiencing this thing happening in the same area of our life. And because Venus is my ruling planet, it's your ruling planet. And you might even notice that with Taurus rising people too. So there's a way in which you can think about like what planet rules the rising sign. But specifically when you have a rising sign the same as somebody, then the longer term transits are going to impact you in the same way. But every transit is going to be impacting the same area of life as it is for you, as for them, as for you, as for them. And then you add on, like, if it's also impacting certain planets in your chart, because then that makes it extra impactful. And they might not have that, so it might be like in a general way you're sharing something, and then in a more specific way, it's different for you than them. But great question.